So there we go. Yep.
Folks, hopefully you're back. We had with the technical difficulties there. I don't remember where I left off, but I believe I was talking about going out and actually playing football in the backyard. It may be more entertaining than watching this game. You may have a better offense than both these teams. That is why I am going with the under 41 in this game. I mean, Jared Goff versus Andy Dalton. This is not going to be a showdown, folks. I mean, these teams are just not very good offensively. I could totally see this being like a 16-13 game. Bears will definitely win, but yeah, it's going to be low scoring. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be a defensive haul. Let's put it that way. So yeah, give me the under 41.
Okay, so Chicago under 41, he says. Okay. Yeah, I will agree with this, and I agree with the under. I got this in at the window on Monday night at 42. Unfortunately, now it's at 41, but that's okay. But we are going to go as well. We're going to go as well with the under here, folks. Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, frankly. I'm not really sure I understand the logic here, the bookies. So I do like the under as well. Give me the under on the 41 points. Let me see here.
And that's a perfect
in addition, this will be a best bet for me, folks. This is a best bet of the week. So we're gonna go with so if we have a best bet here, folks, we have to or an upset special, we have to declare it before the Thursday. So this will be a best bet for
very good
buckets here. So this will be one of my best bets. Best bet, Chicago under 41. Okay. So there you go. One of my best bets. Next up here, folks, we have the another game where the line is moved, folks. The Las Vegas Raiders in to take on the Dallas Cowboys. The line opened up at 7. It's now since moved to 7.5. So Dallas minus 7.5. The Raiders plus 7.5. Total in this game 51.5. Minus 110 to both the over and the under. Las Vegas plus 290 on the money line. Dallas minus 350.
Yeah, I like the Cowboys minus 7.5 here. I've been riding with the Cowboys all year. They've done me well. I'm going to keep riding with them. The Raiders seem dead to me. And the Cowboys are rolling. I mean, the Raiders lost bad to the Bengals last week. They have no more life left in them. It's unfortunate. I mean, but it just is what it is at this point. You ride the hot team at home on Thanksgiving. Dallas, yeah, give me Cowboys. Thanksgiving all day.
Okay, going with Dallas. Yeah, I agree. I am going to go with Dallas as well. I liked it better at 7. I was going to make this the best bet, but now you gotta play the hook here, and I don't want to play the hook as a best bet. So I will take Dallas as well, minus 7.5. I think Greg's summation there is correct. It's what I would have said. The Raiders look like a dead team, unfortunately. A lot of issues there, a lot of craziness going on with some of the difficulties they've had this season. So I agree with them. Give me the Las Vegas Raiders. The Dallas Cowboys. Excuse me, Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Plus, minus the 7. Minus the 7. So
7.5.
7.5. Sorry. Yeah, 7.5. Sorry, we're trying to with the multitask here, folks. Trying to get
folks.
Trying to get a college
by now. Yes,
trying to get a college basketball bet in here in the next 3 minutes before the Notre Dame A&M game starts. And a little bonus for you, since we love bonus action here. We went over this in the pre-production meeting. Take the Aggies, folks. Take Texas A&M in the 5th place game of the or the 6th, I don't know, 8th place game, whatever this is. 7th place
They'll
game.
be watching this tomorrow. Just kicking themselves, wishing they could take this.
Right. Of the Maui Invitational, which is not being played at Maui again because of COVID issues. It's being played in Las Vegas. But take the A&M Aggies plus the 4 points minus the 110. Okay. That's what we got in here tonight. So that's why.
Let's see if that plays out.
We will find out. We will add that to our total for the week if it materializes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, definitely not. Maui Invitational games. Yeah, get out of here.
Hey, listen, it counts, man. It's money's
Folks,
money.
He's got 2 screens on. He's got the preview of the UTSA, whatever game. He's got. He's got the most obscure
UTSA North Texas. We got to get it right there.
UTSA North Texas.
The rivalry game. It's the state of Texas. Battle of the state of Texas here. So yes.
Anyways,
all right. Final game. Yeah. Final NFL game tomorrow. The Newman there will be in attendance. Greg will be in attendance. The Buffalo Bills. This line has moved quite a bit, folks. It opened at 3.5. It's now since moved up. And it was the line move we were talking about. It opened when we started recording with 6. Now it's 6.5, folks. It has since moved a half a point. 6.5. The Buffalo Bills minus 6.5, minus 105. The New Orleans Saints plus 6.5, minus 115. Total in the game 45.5, minus 110 to both sides. And the Bills minus 250 on the money line. New Orleans plus 210.
Yeah, this is a real home game for me, right? I mean, it's right in my backyard. I get to go to a Bills game finally. It's been a while. It's been over a year now since I've actually gotten to the place behind me, but I get to finally see my team in action on Thanksgiving night. It'll be a great time. Bills fans are flooding New Orleans right now. No pun intended there. Down up and down Bourbon Street, thousands of people marching. They have police escorts. It's just a huge party in New Orleans right now. Biggest party night of the year, the night before Thanksgiving. But
yeah, Mardi Gras is not important in New Orleans at all. You know, it doesn't count.
No, just in general throughout the country, the night before
okay.
Thanksgiving is the biggest party night of the year.
See, yes.
I am correct. Yes, sorry.
Well, not New Orleans, but whatever.
I wasn't talking about New Orleans.
You implied like you were, but
Oh boy! All right, just stealing my thunder here in the biggest game of the week here, but I'll just take longer now. I love the Bills here in this spot, minus the 6.5, no bias. This is Linebreakers show number 17. Josh Allen's number 17. My fiance and I both have Josh Allen jerseys that we will be wearing loud and proud down in New Orleans. The Bills, they're not playing a running back. Or it looks like they're not going against a running back this week. I mean, with Kamara and Ingram out, who knows who the Saints' third string running back is. But yeah, no, the one thing that hurts the Bills is the run defense. Everyone knows that. Jonathan Taylor chewed them up last week and spit them out. It was honestly embarrassing to watch that. I mean, everyone and their mother knew that they were going to run. They still couldn't stop the run. It did hurt that Star Lotulelei was out, along with Spencer Brown.
He will be out again, by the way, because he's not vaccinated. Star Lotulelei
with the COVID issues. It's
as
their
Spencer
personal decisions.
Brown, no Spencer Brown either. Yes.
It's their personal decisions, but it's hurting the team. Who knew a third round offensive tackle?
Sixth round, but
No, incorrect. Third round. Spencer Brown, third round.
Oh, I thought it was 6th round. Are you sure about that?
I am 100% positive.
Oh, okay.
That would be you're doubting me against the Bills.
That's true. I shouldn't be doing that. That's your team.
Boy, oh boy. I believe Tommy Doyle may have been a 5th or 6th round pick.
Maybe I was thinking that's who I was thinking of. Doyle. Yes, you're right. 3rd round, 93rd pick. Yes, maybe Doyle with Doyle.
Right. The viewers and I are aware that I was correct before. That was what he said. But anyways, yes, no. I love the Bills in this situation. I think the over could also be in play here at the Superdome. But yeah, give me the Bills minus 6.5. Let's go Bills.
Yeah, I am going to stay away from a side here after getting burned last week by the Bills. I am going to go with agree with Greg there. I'm going to go with the over. I'm going to go with the over on the total, over 45.5. Just see that I think the Bills' defense little suspect last little while here, and I see them giving up some points even without a so-called running back that Newman is talking about. And I do think the Bills will be able to put some points up against New Orleans in a non-weather environment. If there was any debate of whether or not there should be a roof on the Bills Stadium, let the Bills game against Indianapolis, and I think they had one game earlier in the year. Oh, the Pittsburgh game. Let that show that it is a worthy investment. That the quote unquote home field advantage the Bills have is no home field advantage at all with the weather. It hurts them when there's bad weather. So put the dome, put the roof on. Stop being cheap. Put the roof on. Nobody wants to sit outside in 25. No one wants to sit outside and.
I think a lot of people do, but
no one does. Trust me, no one does. Not if it means their team's going to lose.
Through your eyes, yes. Wow. Benny Buckets is scarred by the Indianapolis Colts game we went to years ago. He quite literally.
But unlike that game, unlike unlike the game on Sunday, they actually won that game against the Indianapolis Colts. So
Yes,
with
overtime, LaShawn McCoy.
with Nathan Peterman starting at quarterback, and then Joe Webb coming in for
Joe Webb. Yes.
So yes.
Oh,
But but anyway, give me the over on the game there. It's not a best bet. I only have one best bet. I assume that you do not have an upset special here, Greg, do you?
I do not have an upset special, but Bills -6.5 will be one of my best bets.
Oh, he's making it a best bet. Okay, the Bills.
Yes.
Best bet. Okay, best bet is the Bills -6.5. Okay. Yes, and by the way, you get -105 on that now too. So
beautiful value.
Yeah, value. But you give the hook, you go from 6 to 6.5, but you get the value. You go from -110 to -105.
Won't matter when they win by 21. But yes,
I don't see that happening. But
I'm there. That's the game day.
Hey, Drew Brees will be there as well. He'll be calling the game with Mike Tirico. It's a Mike Tirico.
I'll be getting a towel, a commemorative Drew Brees towel that it's so on our seats.
Have you figured out how much parking will cost you? Do you have any idea?
Oh, we are going to park as close as humanly possible. This was a beautiful, wonderful birthday gift that my fiance got me back in May. So I am going.
We'll spare no expense then for the.
Yes. No. Exactly.
Will you be tailgating? Will you be Do they have tailgating in New Orleans?
Yes, they do, and we will be. We will be showing up about 2.5 to 3 hours before game time. So we're going to be mingling with the locals, finding some Bills tailgates,
mingling with the Bills fans, with the Bills
fans. Yes, so it should be a good time. It's Exploit Stadium, so yeah, it'll be a good time.
And you're staying overnight there, correct? From what I understand.
Yes, staying overnight. I don't know the name of the hotel, but
when are you leaving? You're leaving Friday morning.
Yes, Friday morning, coming back up here to Hattiesburg, just in time for the NFL show for you guys. So stay tuned.
Yes.
And either I will either be down in the dumps, not a lot of energy, or I will be full of pep and joy and charisma and everything. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Just think of me as you guys are watching this game. If it's not going very well, is what it is. So
very good. All right. Well,
let's switch over into college football.
We're gonna switch over. We're gonna stop the recording here for a second so we can get situated, so we don't have the on-air pause. So we will be back with you folks in a minute. Okay.
Oh, hey. Hello, everyone. We're back with the mid production meeting there, and now we're going to switch over to the college football slate. It's going to be our normal college football show from here on out, where we give you every game from the college slate on Saturday with one pick per game. And then we will give you our best bets, an upset special, along with a what were they thinking. Those are the two relatively new segments, but you guys seem to like that. So we're going to keep that in there. And yeah, we're going to just go on with the show. And I believe Benny Buckets is first up this week in picking.
Yes. Well, we will go. We do not need to do a second disclaimer because we already did one disclaimer in the same show. So, but a couple of things here just to bear in mind, folks. There are less Saturday games this week because it's a holiday week. A lot of games on Friday. A couple games on Thursday, but many games on Friday with the Fridays. Yes. So less games here on Saturday this week, but that's okay. It means we can zero in on them more. Let's give you the stats here for last week, week 13, the NCAA picks. Since I'm going first, I will give you my stats first. I went 30 and 20, 60% there in week number 13, the NCAA. Overall, we're at 178 and 157. Let's get the percentage there for you because we like to do that when we do well. So 78 plus 157 divided by 178. That's 78 divided by. Oh, sorry. With the math here. With the math. That's 335 picks. So 178 divided by 335. That is 53%. 53% so far. But again, we're picking every game here, folks. So
right,
spare that in
really
mind.
Good.
So
really
good. So anyway, that's where we are for that. Best bets last week, not as good. We went 1 and 2 on the best bets. 1 and 2. Overall best bets 10 and 11. For game day, Greg, he went 21 and 30. He did have an additional game because the week before that he he had one less game, so we made him pick an additional game last week. I think it was the UConn game he picked, something like that. So anyway, overall, he's at 153 and 182. Best bets, he went 0 and 3, and overall best bets, he is 7 and 14. So, but we'll get us started here today. This is the last regular week of college football. Then you have championship week along with the Army Navy games, I believe, next week, and then bowl season. We will do maybe the bowls. We'll do a two-part bowl special for you guys. It's
Yeah.
going to be very exciting
definitely.
with the bowls. So, not with the Todd bowls or the China bowls, but just bowls in general. So
Yes.
with the
Todd
college or the Cotton Bowls, yes, the college football bowls here. So anyway, we will start off here on the Saturday slate. I'll go first here. Liberty, Army at Liberty. Liberty is -3.5. I will take Liberty -3.5 here. Next game up is Navy and Temple. I am going to take Temple plus the 12.5 here, folks. Give me Temple plus 12.5 at home. Next up, Akron at Toledo. Let's go with the under on the 57.5. That game was a 28.5 point spread for you guys keeping track at home. Maryland at Rutgers are going to go with Maryland -1.5. Miami of Ohio at Kent State. I'm going to go with the over. Give me the over on this game, over 65.5. Wake Forest at Boston College. Gonna go with the over on this one as well. So over 64.5. Texas Tech at Baylor. I'm going to go under the 51.5. Florida State at Florida. I'm going to go Florida State plus 2.5. Ohio State at Michigan. This is the big game, the big game, big noon showdown here. I'm going to go over 64.5. Georgia Tech.
Did you get Houston, UConn, or is that the?
I do not see that game there. No,
and I didn't see the Maryland Rutgers game, so that's interesting.
Well, what is the Houston line?
-32.5 against Connecticut, and then the over/under is 55.5.
Perhaps further down my list. I'll take Houston -32.5. Did not see that one. All right, Georgia Tech. I am going to go with the. I'm going to go Georgia Tech plus 35.5. Let's see here. Miami at Duke. Going to go with the under 68.5. Louisiana Tech at Rice. I'm going to take the under 53.5. Troy at Georgia State. I'll take Georgia State -6.5. UTSA at North Texas. going to take UTSA minus 10.5. Charlotte at Old Dominion. I'm going to take Charlotte plus the 9.5. Texas State at Arkansas State. I will take Arkansas State minus 1.5. Game is not at Ed Wacker Field, so was it Ed Wacker Field? Probably take Texas State. No Ed Wacker there.
No, Ed Wacker.
Georgia Southern and Appalachian State. I'm going to take Appalachian State minus 24.5. UMass at New Mexico State. New Mexico State minus 6.5. Hawaii at Wyoming. I'm going to take Hawaii plus the 10.5. Florida International at Southern Miss. Oh, this is a doozy here, folks. Let me tell you. Give me Greg Southern Miss. Southern Miss.
Minus the 10.5.
Yes,
Whoa.
minus 10.5. Yes. Shocker.
Ooh.
Shocker. Western Kentucky at Marshall. I am going to go with Western Kentucky plus the 1.5. Indiana at Purdue. Going to go under the 50.5. Northwestern at Illinois. I'm going to go under the 43.5. Alabama at Auburn. Alabama minus 19.5. Oregon State at Oregon. Ugh. I don't like this game at all.
He's not a fan of Oregon, folks. Not a fan of Oregon.
I guess I'll take the over 60.5. Penn State at Michigan State. I'm going to go under 52.5. Vanderbilt, Tennessee. Under 62.5. Virginia Tech at Virginia. I'm going to take Virginia minus 7.5. Arizona at Arizona State. I'm going to take Arizona. Give me Arizona plus the 20.5.
I like it. I'm on board there.
Tulsa, SMU. I'd take SMU minus 6.5. Louisiana Monroe at Louisiana Lafayette.
Tune in.
I'm going to go with Louisiana Lafayette minus 21.5. Wisconsin and Minnesota. I'm going to go Wisconsin minus the 6.5. Battle of the Claire Jug there. West Virginia at Kansas. Ooh. I'm going to go under 55.5. Texas A&M at LSU. I am going to go with A&M minus 6.5. Actually, yeah. Middle Tennessee at Florida Atlantic. I am going to go with Florida Atlantic, FAU, -3.5. The Nkosi Perry, -3.5. Kentucky Louisville. I am going to go with the over 57.5. $57.5. All right. Clemson, South Carolina. I'm going to go with South Carolina plus the 11.5. Tulane and Memphis. I will take Memphis minus the 5.5. Pittsburgh at Syracuse. I will take Pittsburgh minus 13.5. Oklahoma at Oklahoma State. I'm going to take the over on 49.5. Notre Dame at Stanford. I am going to take the under 53.5. Nevada, Colorado State. Give me Nevada minus the 3.5. BYU at USC. I will take BYU minus the 6.5. California at UCLA. I will take UCLA minus the 6.5 as well.
Okay.
So those are the picks. Now for the best bets, get these in order here. Let's get back here. First one's going to be Nevada. Nevada minus 3.5 at Colorado State. That's the first best bet. Still looking through these here, folks. Next best bet, getting off the board a little bit here. New Mexico State minus 6.5 against UMass. And then your final best bet, we'll go with a more mainstream game. I'm going to go Ohio State, Michigan over 64.5.
And then your upset special, sir.
The upset special. Let's take a look here. 1 second, reviewing. All right. This is my upset special! I got Florida State. Florida State. They're on the money line, plus 118 at FanDuel. Florida State is my upset special! There you go. We got it done for you.
Classic, folks. That's why we stick around this late to hear that. That is just, it's Sinatra, Benny Buckets, and yeah, that's just a piece of artwork right there.
All kinds
All right,
of stuff,
thank you,
yes.
sir, for your picks.
Yes.
I am against you a lot, which probably means I will end up 10 to 15 games under 500, and you will end up 10 to 15 games over 500. But we shall see. All right, I'll get right into my picks here.
One second. We're still writing down the upset special because it was a powerful upset special.
So writing those down. Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
Army versus Liberty. I am going to go with Liberty minus 3.5. as well.
Okay.
Navy versus Temple, over 43.5. Akron versus Toledo, I'm going Akron plus 28.5.
Okay.
And then where does this Maryland Rutgers game fall in the line? After what game was that?
1 second. Let me back up here. It was after Akron Toledo. The line is Maryland -1.5 on the road, Rutgers +1.5, Maryland -114, Rutgers -106. Money line is Maryland -128, Rutgers +104, and then the total 52.5, -112 to the over, -108 to the under.
I'll go Maryland -1.5.
Okay.
And what was your pick for that?
I also have Maryland -1.5.
Okay. All right. All right, moving on. Miami of Ohio versus Kent State. I'm going the under 65.5. Wake Forest versus Boston College. I am going Wake -5.5.
All right.
Texas Tech versus Baylor. I'm going the over the 51.5.
Yep.
Florida State versus Florida. Florida -2.5. Going up against Benny
Really?
Bucket's
Even after they
upset
fired
start.
Dan Mullins, huh? Interesting.
Hey, a little fire under their keisters.
We'll see.
Ohio State versus Michigan. Ohio State -7.5. I think Michigan falls in line with that Michigan State, Penn State class, and Ohio State. There's nobody stopping them. I honestly think they could win the national championship. That's
Wisconsin might have the chance to stop them.
We'll see. Houston versus UConn. Of course, everyone thinks Houston versus UConn in the rivalry week. I'm going to go over the 55.5. Could they pick two more opposite teams for rivalry week?
Guess not. I don't know.
Georgia versus Georgia Tech. I am going to lay the wood here. Georgia -35.5.
Wow. Laying the perfectly good word there with 35.5.
Yes. Perfectly good oak. Miami versus Duke. I'm going Miami -21.5.
Miami of Florida.
Correct.
Distinction here.
Miami of Ohio is playing Kent State.
Right.
Louisiana Tech versus Rice, over 53.5.
Rice over 53.5. Okay.
Correct. UTSA versus North Texas. I'm going to agree with Ben here. UTSA -.
Oh, you're missing one. You're missing Troy and Georgia State, sir.
Troy and Georgia State. Troy. Oh, okay. All right. I over 50.5.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Wouldn't want to have that discrepancy again in this very close battle of records. UTSA versus North Texas. I'm going to agree with Ben. UTSA -10.5. Did you get that?
Yep.
Okay. Charlotte versus Old Dominion. Again, I'm going to agree with Ben. Charlotte +9.5.
Okay.
Texas State versus Arkansas State. Under 62.5. Point your antennas in the northwest direction to get this game, folks. Georgia Southern versus App State. I'm going App State -24.5.
For those who don't know, it's Appalachian State, the full name, but for those who are not in the
Yes, Appalachian. Yes. So when you run to the sports books to throw that one in, make sure you get Appalachian State -24.5. All right. UMass versus New Mexico State. I'm going under 58.5. Hawaii versus Wyoming. I am going to go with the over the 47.5. FIU versus Southern Miss, University of Southern Miss, here in my backyard, 5 minutes away. They're using their running back as a quarterback, Frank Gore Jr. That's with the interesting, did not dress one quarterback. It made all national headlines, and they actually won. I'm going to stay away from the spread for the first time this year. I'm going to go over 45.5.
Okay.
Western Kentucky versus Marshall. I agree with you. Western Kentucky plus 1.5. Purdue or Indiana versus Purdue. I'm going Purdue minus 15.5.
Okay.
Northwestern versus Illinois. Illinois minus 6.5. That's got to be a low scoring one too. So I like the under 43.5 as well there, but we only pick one. Everyone knows the rules. All right. Alabama versus Auburn. Alabama minus 19.5. Never betting against them. Oregon State versus Oregon. I like the under the 60.5. Penn State versus Michigan State. I'm going to take Michigan State plus 1.5 here. Mel Tucker with that huge contract extension. 10 years, $95 million. He will be there for a long time. But who knows? College football coaches move all over the place. Watch him be the LSU coach next year. Vanderbilt versus Tennessee. I'm going over 62.5.
Okay.
Virginia Tech versus Virginia. Very unfortunate what happened to Dave Portnoy losing $500,000 on Virginia Tech last week. I'm going to take Virginia Tech though this week plus a 7.5.
Didn't realize he lost $500,000 last week on Virginia.
$500,000, yes. Miami, Florida versus Virginia Tech game.
It's already probably placed on the Barstool Sportsbook, so he probably got it all back.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know that's how that works, but yeah. Yes, he did place it on the Barstool Sportsbook, which is available to Benny Buckets in Arizona, but I don't think he has looked at it. But that's okay. We agree with Ben a couple of games here. Arizona versus Arizona State. I like Arizona plus 20.5.
Okay.
Tulsa versus SMU. I like SMU minus 6.5. If you're wondering why Benny Buckets is looking over to his left, it's probably because of that Texas A&M game in the Maui Invitational, plus the 4. If that's it, if I had to guess.
He knows me well, folks. He knows me well. He knows me well.
Yes. ULM versus Louisiana Lafayette over 54.5. Give the viewers an update on that game. What's going on there?
It's exactly at 4 right now. It's 1917, Texas A&M with the buckets. So they're keeping it close here, folks. It's a barn burner. It's a low scoring game here, folks. Low scoring. A barn burner here in the first half. If you had the under, you're at 36 right now. 5 minutes. You're looking pretty good at the under. The under was total is 129. So you're looking good on the under.
That's looking fantastic. Yes. Yeah. All right. Getting back on track. Wisconsin versus Minnesota. I like the over the 39.5. West Virginia versus Kansas. Over 55.5.
You said 55.5 over?
Yep. Texas A&M versus LSU. Go Tigers. I'm going to take LSU plus 6.5.
Okay.
The Edo tour. Hopefully they can cover. Middle Tennessee versus Florida Atlantic. Under 50.5. Kentucky versus Louisville. I like Louisville minus 2.5. Clemson versus South Carolina. This line did not make much sense to me. It could be one of my best bets. A little hint there. Over 43.5. Clemson has scored over 43 points the past 2 weeks themselves. If that's kind of any indicator and why I'm thinking that. Tulane versus Memphis. I agree with Ben. I'm going to agree with Ben a lot of these picks here. Memphis -5.5.
Yep.
Pitt versus Syracuse. Pitt -13.5. Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State over 49.5. Notre Dame versus Stanford. Notre Dame -20.5. Nevada versus Colorado State. Nevada -3.5. BYU versus USC. Bet all the abbreviations. I'm going BYU -6.5. And finally, folks, California versus UCLA. I as well am going UCLA -6.5. To round it out, those are my picks for the Saturday slate. Now, with the 3 best bets, my first best bet is going to be Pitt -13.5 versus Syracuse.
Okay.
Second best bet is going to be the Clemson South Carolina over 43.5. Clemson has hit that over the past 5 games. And my last best bet is going to be Ohio State -7.5.
Okay.
And then my upset special this week.
You got to do it though. You got to do it.
I can't. It is approaching the witching hour here at the beautiful Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And
Can I do it for you? Can I do it for you then?
Sure. Let
Okay.
me start it, and then you fit it right in. This is going to be my
set special.
The arm waving's what does it for me, folks. The arms. It looks like it's flying into space. All right, my upset special is going to be Michigan State over Penn State.
Is it really an upset special if they're only a 1.5 point underdog though? Honestly,
it's still an upset. It's by definition an upset. So,
all right, there you go, folks.
That'll do it for this week's college football slate. We will have this out for you on Thanksgiving. So make sure if you're waiting for that Thanksgiving meal to pop us on, listen, watch if you want. I mean, I don't know how you guys can possibly miss that Benny Bucket's upset special thing that he does before he actually gives the upset special. But yeah,
with the arm wave, with the arm wave,
yes, flying to space. Yeah, so we gave you our Thanksgiving games. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving for all who celebrate, and yeah, just have fun watching football, college football, pro football, and we will have our NFL show for you guys later in the week this week. So be on the lookout for that. But I'm Game Day Greg alongside Benny Buckets. So long, folks.
See you, folks.